Hey, how we doing? $27, $26.4. Alright, what's the frequency I need to get on to? Hope you didn't send me a PDC because I was totally not listening.
Good day, Southwest 2232, climbing 13,000.
2232, Los Angeles Center, welcome aboard. Climb, maintain flight level 330.
Up to 330, Southwest 2232, thanks.
Connie 961, heavy contact, SoCal approach 124.5. Have a good flight in.
Alright, 24-5, cheers, have a good one.
Cheers.
Delta 923, climb, maintain level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280, Delta 923.
ZJet 181 at Bourbon, cleared ILS 26 left approach.
At Bourbon, cleared ILS 26 left approach, ZJet 181.
Oh, am I on the wrong frequency?
Los Angeles Center, Delta 1788, passing 10,000 for 13,000.
Delta 1788, Los Angeles Center, welcome aboard. Climb, maintain level 350.
350,
Oh, I'm
Delta
on the wrong
1788.
frequency, so I need to go to 124.5. A cars begins at 031. Text message flight is. Alright, so we are cleared via the Padres 2 or Rose transition. So we're basically cleared as filed. Columbia City expect 3205 minutes after departure. Departure is 124.5. And we're squawking 0741. Is it 4701? That's down here. And that's set. Alright. So we're cleared via that departure, so we are good. I haven't flown this plane in a while. Go ahead and put 320 in.
2464 uniform, SoCal approach. Roger. The Burbank altimeter 2908.
Are these? Ah, I knew that. Forgot I had the flight directors turned on with buttons. Alright, Alright, so let's get everything set up here and get rolling here. What's the altimeter here? Altimeter conditions are 3004. Eclipse, how we doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday evening. What's going on in your world there, buddy? Alright, let's get this plane loaded. Alright, getting fuel put in now. You can't fly the 7.5. How come? Too heavy on freight. Yeah, it does. It does tend to do that. That's the downside to this plane. I really do enjoy it, but you are 100% correct. It is. It does take a beating on frames, and it's kind of. It's kind of frustrating.
Ready to taxi VFR to remain in the pattern.
1417. Are you ready at the runway, you said?
Gross fuel.
No,
What's our
my
reserves?
internet crashed. I'm at the parking.
1417.
Extra's gonna be.
Runway 28 right.
Just put
taxi
8.0.
Alpha.
Taxi via Hotel Alpha to runway.
So this is
28
one of my favorite planes, dude. I really do enjoy this plane. And this, yeah, well, they're both. You know, they're both. You know, it's funny. I actually used to get better frames in the 7.6 than the 7.5. It wasn't much, but it was just. It was a little bit. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I've got a pretty beefy system, and even then, I still sometimes, you know, I take a little bit of a frame hit. Where am I? Oh, cost index is 14, so it's a very low cost index. Takeoff, we're gonna go flaps 5. Thrust, what's the temperature? 19 Celsius. 19 CG, trims, V speeds on 43, 46, and 51. Let's go ahead and get our departure. We're going to be going via runway 27, and I should know this off the top. The Padres 2, and it should be. Is it Correz? No. Why is that not? Oh, it must have. Is it no transition? No, there's got to be a transition. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Oros, I knew that. What the heck is wrong with me? Yeah, I like both planes. I really do like both planes. The 7.5 is a little bit more dear to me because I actually do get to, you know, actually work with a 757 4 times during the week. Runway 30 via the MZO3, it should be. Yep, MZO3 are good as the transition. Oh, I didn't want to put that in yet, did I? Well, I should be. I can put that in because we don't have a whole lot of. We don't have a whole lot of these we need to put in. This is pretty basic. I think Correz is the only thing I need to put in. Oros, Correz, and Argid. Yes, I don't have to. I don't have to put that many. I don't have to put many of these in. Correz, done. Argid. Done. Alright, that's pretty simple. Pretty simple, easy to do. Oh, we gotta get our, I'll get that discontinuity out of there. All right. So this is one of the actually best. This is one of the most routes I've ever flown in this sim. Just because I've really enjoyed doing. I love flying out of San Diego in this sim. It's just one of my favorite It's one of my favorite approaches, and it's one of my favorite departures. It's just such a unique airport for the amount of traffic that goes in and out of this I hit the wrong button, dummy. For how many airplanes go in and out of this single runway.
Uniform advise when you have the Santa Monica weather.
It's just...
ATIS information alpha is currently, and advise your approach request.
I don't think we have an ATIS up here yet. Or they don't have one. I'm under SoCal approach right now.
464 uniform, roger. You can expect the RNAV runway 21 vectors to darts to join the approach.
Darts. Alright, we pretty much should be about ready to start pushing back here. I believe we've got our route. Everything's put in. Let's go up top. Let's go ahead and get our
464 uniform,
APU started.
I'm unfortunately not able to clear you direct from darts just due to the intercept angle, so I plan to take you across to the east to join the final. If you can, fly heading 100 vectors for your approach.
I can't hear him, so he must be... Oh, let's go ahead and get everything buttoned up in the plane. Fuel truck, we don't need. Loader units gone. Let's go ahead and close the doors. We are we are loaded up. Not going to be very loaded in fuel. We won't need a whole lot of fuel. Yeah, we 13.2 in the left and right. And is the AP ready?
1417 at runway 28 right, ready for departure.
Yep, it's on now.
1417, runway 28 right, cleared for takeoff, make right traffic.
Take off runway 28 right, make right traffic, Cessna 1417.
Hopefully I'm doing this right. Yes, I am. Thank goodness. You can tell I'm a little rusty in this plane. It's been a while since I've flown the flight factors. I'm so used to flying the smaller ones. I've been doing turboprops a lot, or the Phenom 300. I'm kind of used to those planes. Kicking off some rust here. Oh, we need to get our air. We need to get some packs moving. So let's get our air taken care of. So yeah, my old computer, I had issues flying this plane because I was take such a hit in frames that I couldn't fly on VATSIM until I got my new computer a little over about a year, almost a year and a couple months now. I got it in this January of 2020. That sound about right? I think that's when I got this computer. So ever since then, I haven't had an issue with, pretty much flying any of these planes. But if I hit certain areas, with weather,
961 heavy descend and maintain 3000.
I'll have some hits and frames. All right, I think we're good. So we can go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start pushback. As always, pushback is always approved. Shameless plug.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
I don't even know if we have any traffic near us. Let's zoom in on our trusty 4-flight. Doesn't look like we got anything around us, so we're okay. Yeah, I kind of want to do some jets. I want to do a little jet flight tonight. Jets are always more, it's kind of tough because sometimes I really like doing the turboprops, and then sometimes I like doing the jets. Tonight it was just like, I feel like being a jet flight tonight. These planes are, I think a great addition to, I believe
961 heavy, turn right, heading 160, vectors for final approach.
All right, looks like the
they
doors
were
and hatches are
designed
closed. We're
originally
ready to
for
connect.
X-Plane 10, so they are starting to show their age just a little bit.
County 961 heavy when able to safe flight conditions.
So, I'm hoping to eventually some newer 5.7s or 6.7s will be coming down the pipeline. But until then, these planes are still really good. Let's go ahead and turn on our transponder since we are going to start moving. And let's get a few other things set up. Actually, I don't need to do the weather radar yet. That would not be a good idea since we're still on the ground.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
And parking brake is disconnected.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Light them up. Packs are off. And I think we're ready to just double check and make sure everything's good. I think we are. So let's go ahead and try to fire up engine 1. And N2 is rising. All right. That's always a good start. And we've actually got some of the buttons on our yoke set up for the fuel pumps, so we can just turn them on right there. Actually, I think I'm supposed to start the right engine first, but we'll just go with that. I know when our 7.5 leaves Charleston, they always start the right engine first, so I'll have to remember that. I keep forgetting about that. I think we got a good engine start. Let's go ahead and fire up number 2. And again, looking for N2 rising. It is rising. And 3, 2, 1, fuel. I'm a little off the center line. That's okay. We'll get that straightened out.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
And let's go ahead and get drives on. Cool, that's done. All right, so we don't need our APU anymore. We are ready to go. We'll just get disconnected. We'll call for taxi, and then we will start moving.
County 961 Heavy, did I clear you for the approach? Yeah, you're cleared for it.
Yeah, sure, you're clear for it. Why not?
Sorry, I was a bit distracted, and runway 25 left, clear to land.
I don't know about you guys, but I am absolutely thrilled that it's almost the weekend. It's just been holiday weekend coming up, man. Really looking forward to it. Need some time off. A little extra time off. Always looking forward to it.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
1417, runway 28 right, clear for the option.
Ow.
Runway 28 right, clear for the option, Cessna 1417.
SoCal approach, FedEx 1839 on the ground at San Diego, ready to taxi runway 27.
FedEx 1839, SoCal departure, runway 27, taxi via Foxtrot Charlie, the San Diego, altimeter 3004.
Foxtrot Charlie for 273004 for FedEx 1839, thanks. 3004 must have changed on me. Alright, 3004, done. Parking brake. What did we see if they left with the pin? He is leaving, so we are good with the pin. Actually, I need to check one thing real quick before we start moving. I need to make sure that... Yeah, sometimes this likes to be really edgy if I don't calibrate, and sometimes I always forget to calibrate it right before taking off.
Just be advised, I am going to have to vector you across the final for the RNAV runway 21. If you accept a visual approach, that would get you on the ground a little bit quicker.
Alright, let's start moving. Let's go ahead and get our flaps set to 5.
Roger, number 64, uniform airport, center 2 o'clock in 11 miles, advise and safe.
That guy must be kind of far in the distance because I cannot hear him. So if he's speaking, I can't hear him.
Okay, roger. Then if you don't get it in sight, we'll just, you can expect the RNAV for 21 as planned.
Got our LNAV, VNAV already armed.
Roger.
Going ultra slow. That little tug was following me. Did you see that? That was funny. He is getting jet blasted from hell. Caution, jet blast. That guy would get blown clear across the airport. I forgot to turn my taxi light on. Oops. Yeah. Oh yeah. You gonna race me? Look at this guy. Oh, okay. Just go underneath me, and then you get more jet blast. Rav, what's up, buddy? How you doing? By the way, Rav, congratulations on your 4th place finish in the 600. Well done. I have not done a 600 in ages, but Charlotte is one of my favorite tracks to ever race at. I really enjoy it. Anytime we ever go there in my league or just running, I know I'm going to have a good race.
You're a 6-4 uniform, turn right, heading 110 vector across the final.
Rich and I were hanging out last night at a minor league game. I don't know if I think he was sending you texts or whatever, or tweets or whatever or something.
Heavy, welcome, left turn when able, taxi via Alpha.
It was a good time though. We had a blast. We're just popping up the West Coast, a little short, little hop from San Diego to Oakland. FedEx 1839 call sign. Shocker that I'm doing a FedEx flight, I know. I actually haven't flown a FedEx flight in a while, so this is the first time I've done one in a couple weeks. There was a VATSIM event in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. I did a 7-6 run from Memphis to, I believe it was Sherrickoke with Atlanta, and it was pretty cool. I appreciate that. Last night was a solid run. We had 5 yellows. I probably shouldn't have waited, and I probably should have gone to 3rd. And 5 yellows is actually, that's not a lot. That's fairly good. That's a lot of green flag runs. That is a lot of green flag racing. Our league is going to be running there Monday night, and we're doing 200 laps, so it's only the half distance. But that's still a pretty good. See, last year we ran that race. We went 110 laps for our first caution, and then we had a few after that. Unfortunately, I got caught up in a wreck. Still finished in the top 10, but kind of ruined my night. So, got departure, FedEx 1839, holding short 27.
Approaching
FedEx 1839er, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Runway 27, clear for takeoff, FedEx 1839. Alright, let's send it.
Our 6-4 uniform, descend to maintain 4,300. I expect to turn to the west in about 1 mile.
Descend to maintain 3,000, expect turn to the west in 1 mile.
It's
Wednesday INS, NIS last year was my bread and butter. I couldn't run one tonight because I'm flying tomorrow and Monday flying it. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I used to run a lot of the NISs. That used to be one of my favorite series, but then when I started doing a league, I cared more about league racing than I did just jumping into regular servers and stuff and running. Even though, like I said, Charlotte's one of my favorite tracks, and last year I ran the hell out of it.
Uniform, turn left, heading 300.
I ran the hell out of that race. I think I did like 5 or 6 races, had a couple of top 5s, led the most laps in one race. Unfortunately, didn't win. I didn't win any of them. I think I finished 2nd twice, 3rd another time. And toga engaged. I forgot to check my trim. Alright, we're good on the trim. Alright. 80 knots. Coming up on V1 here in a second. Let's stay on the center line and not mess up. V1 rotate if you want to do it. Let's go.
Caution, terrain.
It always gives me that train warning every time I leave. Positive rate, gear up. He asked me to come over and help him get some, I guess, some sceneries fixed in X-Plane 11, and then he said he would probably get back into Flight Sim, but we'll see if he does it. I mean, you know, the guy flies for a living, so doing Flight Sim all day probably wouldn't be as much fun, I guess. I don't know. SoCal departure, FedEx 1839, 1.5, climbing SID.
FedEx 1839er, SoCal departure, radar contact. United 811 Heavy, SoCal departure, runway 25 right, taxi via Kilo Bravo.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna ask him if he wants me to come over this weekend, probably Saturday, and we'll take a look and see what he's got. But
sorry, I didn't send this in your PDC, but just be advised for next time that Kilo is the movement area, so make sure you call for if you need
so I think he's trying to like put in Orbix or the Orthro sceneries, and if it's those, I actually don't have any experience in those. I have Orbix scenery, but I have a launcher that just automatically did it. So, but I'll go over and check it out. I mean, if I can help him out, that'd be awesome. I mean, you know, if I had his job and every day I was, you know, flying a lot, I don't know if I'd want to stream a flight sim either. But you know, he does a great job. You know, I love when he does his flight sims. It's fun. I just like flight sims anyway. But you know, the Grand Theft Auto stuff is cool. I actually have that game. I just don't have it loaded up. And I think the police sim or the police mod is awesome. But I forgot to turn my taxi lights and everything on. Oh, and the white light and the strobes. And I'll tell you, I'm out of it. I'm like completely not paying attention tonight. Yeah, I feel I just stopped streaming Flight Sim because it kind of got toxic during COVID. Yeah, there was a lot of people getting into Flight Sims, I think, during COVID, especially with Flight Sim 2020 coming out, which I did buy, but I think it's a little bit of a disappointment right now. I've streamed it a couple of times. I've only been streaming since November, and I don't stream as often as I probably can. But personally, my feeling, and I've said this with many of my followers, and if several are in here right now, I've said this. Was that me? He said. I hope that wasn't me. I missed it. Yep. 25-8 for FedEx 1839. Thanks for your help. Have a good evening.
West on Bravo to Delta.
So, well, let me contact him real quick, and then we'll finish my thought.
Delta, taxi via Bravo, then Delta. Flight to flight 2171.
LA Center, FedEx 1839, 6.9, climbing Padres 2.
FedEx 1839, Los Angeles Center, welcome aboard. Climb maintain flight level 320.
Climb maintain flight level 320, FedEx 1839. So personally, my feelings about Microsoft Flight Sim is it is absolutely gorgeous for VFR flying. As far as IFR, if I'm going to do IFR, I'm not going to use Microsoft 2020 right now at all. Not even close, not even going to try it. It's just, I'm more comfortable with X-Plane. Some people are more comfortable with PD3, whatever the hell, however how you pronounce it. I always get it mixed up. I don't have that sim. PD3 or whatever the hell it's called. But until they can fix some of the bugs in the jets, I'm probably going to stay away from it. Now, I might get into streaming some VFR flying. We're actually talking about doing some group flights with me and some of my followers. But until then, you know, I would do that. But it's just, I own it. It's not even on my PC because Microsoft. It is a massive game. I actually bought. So I've got 3 like hard drives on my computer. One pretty much is just for Windows and a few other things. That's only like 250 gigs. I've got a 1.5 terabyte HHD. I think it's an HHD. I can't remember. I had most of my stuff on that, but I got tired of how much space I was losing. So I bought a 1 terabyte SSD, and I put all my flight sims are on that. So X-Plane and Microsoft, that is the only thing that is going on that SSD. And it's crazy to think how you have to buy a hard drive just for those sims alone. They're massive. I've got so many sceneries, so many planes for X-Plane. The files are just massive. But, that's just some of the things. Excuse me. Now, in about a year's time from now, I think Microsoft can be an absolutely amazing sim. We'll see. For me, to stream it, though, with my GPU, I probably need a more powerful GPU. Because I get pretty good frames. I'm using a single PC setup. I have an RTX 3070. And I get pretty good frames. Usually don't have any lag issues or anything like that. But Microsoft, I think I'd have to turn down some stuff, some settings to get the ideal frames. Visually, it looks great. Now, I'm personally disappointed because I bought the stupid $120 package, so I can get the 787 and a few extra airports. Personally, I wish I did not pay for that because I think I've flown the 78 maybe 2 or 3 times just doing some laps and a pattern or something. I mean, other than that, I would fly the TBM. I think the TBM is a great plane in that sim. It is just a nice aircraft. I think it's fairly well modeled. The interiors look good. Yeah, I wish I'd have bought the standard. Same thing. Now, maybe down the line, I'll be glad I bought it, but I'm interested to see when Flight Factor releases their 787. Now, Rich thinks it's going to be trash. I hope he's wrong. I have the Magnite 787. It's not that great. So, but we'll see. If you're just getting into flight sim, it's a great time to be in flight sims right now. There's so, X-Plane. I love X-Plane. The only thing I hate about X-Plane is how much money I've had to spend on X-Plane to get it to look how I want it to look. The visuals, the weather enhancements, the sceneries, the aircraft. I mean, I probably could have done like 10 flight lessons by now with the amount, or maybe not that much, but just, I love how I got 4Flight on my iPad, which is running, it runs with the sim. It's great. I mean, it's all the little knickknacks. I got the Bravo throttle earlier this year. If you can get these things at retail, go for it. And I was lucky enough to get all this stuff at retail. I didn't have to go third party or pay stupid amount of money. So I was very lucky to get these items. The honeycomb is amazing. When I first got into so I have this old Hotus. It's oh god, hold on. So this was my system before. This is a Satec X45. I'll tell you how old that is. This thing came out in like 2002 or 2003.
Thanks. We're shooting for whiskey.
So, hey, speaking of Rich, hey Rich, how we doing? Gong Show, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Hope you're having a great Thursday afternoon, evening hours, sir. My name, my name is Big Al, and I fly planes. Once I land, I hit dingers. Dude, last night was a lot of fun, man. I had a good time. Man. I hit dingers. It's bad when my girlfriend started saying that. She goes, you know what? That's all y'all talked about was I hit dingers. And then she's like, what's my PCI? I was like, oh, it was awesome. That was a lot of fun last night. So I pre-ordered, I did pre-order the Honeycomb Alpha yoke, and I did not want to buy the Satec or anything, and I didn't want to buy a Yoko yoke because I didn't want to spend $1,000, so luckily I was able to get this, and it's just an amazing piece of equipment. I love it. And then one day, now, I've had an issue trying to get my medical stuff clearances for doing, to start doing my flight training again. So while I was at a cardiologist appointment to get my Holter monitor and a heart echo, I noticed a Facebook post said, "Hey, this website's got Bravo throttle." So they're trying to call me back. Like, Mr. Nolan, you can come on back. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm like going through my phone, scrolling through to like order. Let's go. And finally, I got in on the order and was able to get one of these at a retail price. So amazing piece of equipment, love it. It's awesome. I went from a Satec throttle with a 737 handle on it to this thing. Can't complain. Cannot complain. So it's pretty lucky. Pretty lucky. Mr. Rich, how we doing this evening, sir? What you doing? You just chilling out? This is not going to be a very long flight. We're just kind of doing a little short banger from San Diego to Oakland. If you need to come over and get all my setup with all your libraries, I have all the payware planes. I was actually telling Rav that, so
5 miles north of the Reberg intersection, descend via the OC2 arrival.
I don't know if you are doing anything Saturday, but if you have no plans Saturday, I can come over then, and we can take a look at it, see what we can figure out. Now, as far as the sceneries, I don't know if you have the Orbix ones or the Orthro. I think it's Orthro. So the Orbix ones I just use a client that I downloaded, and it automatically put them in to wherever they needed to go. If it's Orthro ones, I think that's the one those are. I don't have much experience in those, but maybe we can figure them out.
Hello, Center Frontier Flight 2171 approaching Delta 2.
But yeah, man, we'll check it out. We'll see what we can figure out. We can see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. And yes, give me hell. I am flying the FedEx plane. I know. Sure, we're getting ready to go over LAX here in just a minute. We'll be feet dry here in a minute at Ranch Palo Verdes. And then we'll pretty much fly right over LAX.
Delta, clear for takeoff.
And I've done this flight several times. It's been a while since I've done it. I wanted to do a flight that I was familiar with. I want to do some jets tonight. You don't use Orthro? Okay, bingo, you have Orbix. Okay. Okay. We'll take a look at it. We'll see if we can get it straight up. I mean, that's the sceneries I'm using right now is the entire West Coast. Again, it's the standard definition packs, Orbix. I just let the client take care of it. And you can either put them in your main flight sim library where X-Plane is, or you can put them on a separate library. I'm trying to remember if I have them set up on the main library now, because I transferred everything. I transferred everything over to the SSD, so everything should be on in its main drive. I'm sorry, I can't unsee that arrow every time. It's very true. We actually someone was just talking about that at work the other day. So we're at the ramp, waiting for our 757 to land, and one of our guys looked at one of the semis that's sitting over by the platforms, and he goes, "You know what? I can never see that arrow now." And I just kind of looked at him. I was like, "Are you just now noticing that?" He says, "No, I noticed it before, but I can't unsee the damn arrow." That's marketing at its finest, though. When you have companies that do that, look at Amazon or FedEx or companies like that. They get you looking on the logos, man.
Heavy, you can taxi to runway 8 left at Delta via Whiskey Delta.
You think some guy's making six figures who came up with a logo with an arrow in it? What do you got for us, Jim? How about this logo? Brilliant. $20,000 raise. Master libraries is what drives me nuts. Okay. Your master library drives me nuts. Yeah, when I got... Wait, show it to me. I don't know if I can do it right. Hold on. Give me a second. I might be able to bring that up. Give me 1 second here. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, Amazon points at A to the Z. I actually got help from somebody one time. I was doing an Amazon flight, which is technically Giant, is their call sign, since Atlas Air is their operator. He's like, "Why are you flying one of those planes?" I was like, "Because they look cool, man. It's a cool looking plane. I like the livery. I think it looks good. Just because I work for FedEx doesn't mean I'm just going to automatically fly that every time." Now, I don't know about a UPS flight, though. That'd be pushing it a little bit. Oh, you want to see the... Oh, there... Oh, my bad.
Metro Flight 2171, radar contact, stay altitude.
Where the hell is it at? Actually, I'm going to actually bring that up just for a second.
Metro Flight 2171, altitude check. Climb unrestricted, flight level 1 Omega 0. Unrestricted, 1 out of 0, Frontier 2171, thank you.
Yeah, Orbix Central is my main library page and everything.
Alright, yeah, sorry about that. We're just not seeing it on our plan.
It's downloading an update. Hopefully my stream won't go to crap now.
Gotta be restarted just because it's quirky. And turn on your transponder during the taxi.
You know, it's funny, as I saw the,
Let me know if you're picking it up now.
I was just messing around in Orbix one time, and I saw that for FSX and PD3, they had Charleston. And I was like, oh, check that out. I did not know that. You want me to log in? I don't want to do all that crap. Watch me not be able to remember my password or anything like that. My products. I've spent way too much money on Orbix stuff. They just released, well, it wasn't them that just released, they released Memphis. Well, they have it on their page, and I can't remember who actually published it. I think it was a little over a gig download. It's gorgeous scenery. The only problem is when the clouds are really low, my frames go to tank. If it's like low, and it's like the last 2 times I flew in and out of there, it was low clouds. So I got kicked off of VATSIM a couple times because my frames were too low. I was like, shit. I'm trying to see who released it, if it'll say it. ANOS, AXONOS.
Variable at 4. Altimeter 298.
Download size was like 2.3 gigs.
Delta, clear for takeoff.
It's a pretty cool plane, or a pretty cool plane. Pretty cool scenery. It looks good. I like it.
Clear for takeoff, runway 8 left. American 130.
So there was no VATSIM events tonight. I was seeing if there was anything going on, but it didn't look like there was much going on. So actually, when I started to do this flight, we didn't even have any ATC coverage. Actually, it looked like, yeah, there's a pretty good balance going into traffic, going into Atlanta. Which, shocker, Atlanta's busy. No way. Rich, have you ever, I know you've flown into Peachtree to Cobb. Have you actually flown into Hartsfield-Jackson in the PC-12? That belly view is sexy. I did a video, Rev, that I shared to one of the X-Plane pages where I was taking off in the 7.6, and just from this view. So I did the takeoff out of that view and did the gear up and everything. Oh, it looked good. It looked really, really good.
SoCal approach on 124.5.
We're still climbing, so as soon as I get to altitude, I'm going to have to start descending.
4.5,
I remember the first time Danielle and I went to Atlanta. We went to go check out. I take her to a Braves game. Our hotel was just on the north side of Hartsfield-Jackson. Had to dive out there because the minimums were too low. Oh, okay, I got you. So she is as huge into aviation as I am. So, you know, as we were watching the game last night, we see a plane fly over. She's like wanting to know what it is, and she had never flown into Atlanta or even seen the airport. So when we got our hotel, it was on the north side of the complex, and they were doing west flow. So they were, you know, landing on 26, 27, 28, and it's just like, hold on, just sit here and count how many planes. Boom, 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 boom. Just so many at one time. She was just like mesmerized by that. And then, luckily, she got to go for her old job last year. She got to fly to Salt Lake City through Atlanta. I believe she was on a 7.6 out to Salt Lake City, and she got to land in there. She said it was a pretty cool airport to check out.
Squawk 7132 Giant.
Appreciate you guys coming and hang out with me. Hope you guys are doing fantastic.
Center American 130 off of 8 left.
It was nice to go to a ball game again last night. It was just a great feeling to hang out outside, have a beer in your hand, and watch some baseball. By the way, speaking of baseball, did any of you guys see the car wreck of a defensive play the Pirates did today? In the Cubs-Pirates game today? I shared it on Facebook, Rich, so if you see it on there, but you want to talk about one of the most boneheaded defensive plays I have ever seen in a baseball game. I'm just baffled. Oh my, Rav, that was so bad. That is immensely bad. And I don't know if you've seen it, Rich. You want to probably look it up, Cubs Pirates game. I could describe it, but you just watching it would just touch first base. Just touch first base. That's all you had to do. Touch first base. Baez is a genius, but you also needed a little bit of stupidity from the first baseman to fail to realize it was 2 outs.
8 left at Delta.
He literally had to take 4 steps back and step on first.
It left at Delta via Golf Whiskey Delta.
Oh, man. So bad. But Baez is a great player, though. He makes things happen. And I didn't just step on first. You know, we talk about how you coach baseball, I coach baseball, and I used to harp so much to my kids about fundamentals. Just fundamentals. Just know the rules of the game. And you know what the funniest part about that whole clip was? So after he was safe at home and he takes off for first, if they still throw him out at first, then it doesn't matter. It's just I looked at the scoring of that play, and they scored it as a fielder. It was so the third baseman gets an assist. It says basically go down as a missed tag, then a fielding error, no RBI, and it was just. I'm literally looking at my phone watching this, and I'm banging my head against a wall. Oh, so bad. I mean, I saw a high school game a couple years ago, one of the games I was announcing, Rich, so runner at third, 2 outs, his drop third strike, and the catcher's looking at the guy at third. We're like, just throw the first. Throw the first. And then he gets into a rundown with the guy in third, and he ends up scoring, and it's like, dude, bro, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? It's just the lack of fundamentals in the game.
Under flight 946, radar contact 34 miles northwest of the BD VOR.
It just makes my heart bleed. It just makes my heart bleed.
Right transition.
Alright, so it's going to be the cocktail 1 and 8 right transition for flight 946. LA Center, Delta 2961 at 7,000.
They're talking about at our ramp. We had a meeting with the airport authorities. Came over to talk to us about our cargo ops at over there in the cargo area, and they're trying to think of ways for us to use less space. And one of their options was, well, can't y'all just bring in a larger plane? And they were like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We have to retrain the whole ramp and reconfigure it. They want us to try to start bringing in a 7.6 or something, and I was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're still, because we get 3 aircraft every day. We get a 7.5 in Goldsboro, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm sorry. And then we get 2 planes from Memphis, an ATR-72 feeder plane, which lands around 6-ish, and then the main 7.5, which comes from Memphis, which landed about 20 minutes after that feeder today. So we had to bust ass to get that first plane done, and then get right on over to the other one. Of course, I didn't have to do it. I had to marshal it. So I'm just standing in front of him, give him the wands and everything. I was like, you're going to go when I tell you to go, Chief. KMM, yep. Oh, I meant to say, I got to send you this picture, Rich. So we looked on the landing gear of the 7.5 today, and Pittsburgh, Memphis, and Indy decided to play a tic-tac-toe game with the dirt and grease and everything, and the ding sticks. And so I took a picture of it, and I don't know which ramp won, but I know 3 ramps were having a tic-tac-toe games on the belly of a 7.5. I thought that was pretty funny. I'll text it to you, Rich. It was pretty comical. The ding sticks.
Approved as requested.
Approved as requested.
You know, we're 15,000 for 19,000. Would you like to continue up to 280?
We're not that far away from our descent point. I don't think we. Let me check, make sure if we have any other ATC we need to worry about. Short answer, no. So once we get out of this city, we'll be on the Unicom. Hey V1, how we doing, sir? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday evening. Hope everything's going good in your world. Thanks for coming in and hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah, 11 Heavy, Los Angeles Center, go ahead.
Where's this app at? Come on, bring it back up. There we go. Getting my air track.
Requesting pushback.
I'm doing pretty well, sir. The game last night was really good. Actually, one of the guys who's in my stream right now, Gong Show Kid 561, is a good friend of mine that lives down the road from me, and we actually met up at the game and hung out. So we actually used to play baseball together back in the day. So no, last night. It was last night was a lot of fun. It was great to be at a ballpark and having a little bit of normalcy, just chilling out, having a beer in your hand, great food. You know, it wasn't terribly crowded. There wasn't really a whole lot of people in our section, to tell you the truth. It was a lot emptier than I thought it was going to be. But just a lot of fun. The ballpark that we have here, and I put the picture in on Discord. It's just such a nice ballpark. It's for a single A. It's a nice ballpark. I just got back from a dog birthday party. You got back from a dog birthday party.
Tail to the right, facing east on Bravo.
I'm not gonna hate. I wouldn't hate. Because to some people, those are. I have a clip of the ding sticks. I can send it. Go for it. Yeah, put it on there. That's fine. I mean, I don't have kids, so our cat is our fur baby, so I can't judge. I can't say anything. It's just I don't know if I'd have I don't think we haven't had a birthday party for our animal, but whatever.
Yeah, RNAV flare.
Whatever.
Wind is variable at 4, runway 8 left and Delta, clear for takeoff.
Hey, Rab, if you want to post that link, go for it.
RNAV flare, 8 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 9983 Heavy.
Ding sticks. I want to see this. Is this Rich? Yeah, this is Rich.
American 235, depart Palmdale, heading 240 and descend and maintain 7,000 after crossing.
Yeah, that's me, hanging out in front of the plane. Doing a little bit better job than that guy, though.
Center, November 6-9, Mike Echo, we're TVM 700. We're about maybe 5 miles from
That's funny. That's really funny. It's an air traffic controller. Oh, man. Not quite, but nice try.
We'll be out of here.
That's funny.
I
love that.
VFR?
Every time I hear somebody say, "Are you IFR or VFR?" I think of that VAS aviation video where there was a flight being moved from LaGuardia to from JFK to LaGuardia, and they lost the flight plan. Didn't get either sent to the company or whatever. It didn't get sent to ATC, so they're like, "Well, you need to refile it." They're like, "Well, can we go VFR anyway?" And they're like, "What?" It's like, "Can we go VFR?" It's like, "Well, it's going to take a lot of coordination," and they ended up doing it. I don't know if you ever saw that on YouTube. There's a YouTube video.
Delta 9983 Heavy leaving 5,400.
Delta 9983 Heavy,
VFR.
altitude checks, climb unrestricted, flight level 190.
Unrestricted up to flight level 190, thanks, Delta 9983 Heavy.
American 1910 Heavy, contact Denver Center 127.65, have a good flight.
Of course, I gotta catch a commercial. Did he just call me?
American 1910, please read
Nope, that was not me.
American 1910, contact Denver Center 127.
Oh, Denver Center's online? Sweet.
Denver Center 1.7.65.
Oh my god, dude, so loud. So loud.
Hello, Center 12, flight 2171, any chance for higher, please?
1 second, let me see if I get this link posted. So,
That was blocked.
Hey, that's him, mate.
2171, go ahead.
Any chance for higher, please?
That's your flight 2171, climb maintain level 340.
yeah, that's the link of the flight that was taking a VFR And I believe it was like an MD, or no, I think it was like an MD-80 or an MD-83 or something like that. It ain't fat sim, mate.
Runway 25 left, taxi via Alpha 1, Alpha Foxtrot. Alpha 1, Alpha Foxtrot 25.
When's the last time you've done like a flight on a I know you haven't streamed on a flat flight sim in a while, but it's just I know with y'all's jobs though, I guess doing flight sim stuff sometimes just feels like eh.
Sending KP 171, request taxi to 27.
Okay, 171, runway 27, taxi via Bravo, the Limburg altimeter 3003.
Taxi via Bravo, altimeter 3003, KP 171.
I need to check where you at on here. VREVs. Los Angeles Center. 108.7, 296. I should know that by heart by now. That's how many times I've landed in this dang runway, or this airport. So a lot of the names of the waypoints going in are always crack me up going into LA, or I'm sorry, to Oakland. My jaw, my rib, my knee, my shin, my calf.
Maintain 7,000. Expect 15,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 125.8, squawk 7333.
What livery do you got going on? Taking a while? Yeah, you're right. It's FedEx. If I'm in the flight factors, I'm gonna probably be in a FedEx livery. I mean, it's just what I do. You can stare at the arrow, man. That's all I can say. Now, if I'm in the 7.6, I will fly occasionally the Amazon livery, which is operated by Atlas Air, or their call sign is Giant. I have done a couple of streams where I have been Amazon flights, and I just like the way the plane look. I love their liveries. I think they look cool. They're sharp. I like the colors. I think it looks good. I think a lot of their drivers could use a lot of driver training, though. That's a fact.
11 o'clock and 4 miles port site.
The arrow and the spoon. That's a pretty good analogy of it. Yeah, arrow and the spoon. That's pretty much it. That's dead on.
Depart Palmdale on a heading to 240 and down to 7,000. Turn left now heading 210.
Nope, somebody messed up.
7,000.
Actually, I should be going to Unicom like right now.
FedEx 1839, leave my airspace north, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, Oakland Center offline, switch to advisory 122.8, see you later.
Over to 22.8 for FedEx 1839. Thanks for your help. Have a good rest of your evening.
You too.
69 Mike Echo, airport in sight.
69 Mike Echo.
That's kind of scary how I called that. That was so fast. ETA, very quickly. 26 minutes is our ETE, so we are actually just about to get to our descent point. That was perfect timing. That was like mind reading right there. I just happened to look and I was like, man, I'm like right on top of the line. Yeah, but ET is 26 minutes, so we're going to be distance destinations 184 nautical miles. We are literally about to start descending in about 60 miles, it looks like. So, yep, about to head on down. Yep, 60 miles. I was right. So, just a quick little flight. You know, nothing special tonight. I wanted to do some jets, even though the last, you know, I've been on a kick lately of turboprops and the Phenom 300. I always say that differently every time. I always say either Phenom or Phenom. I don't really know why. It's like tomato, I guess. I don't know. But I've been on a kick of those smaller planes lately. I haven't done a 7.4 flight in a while. It's tough messing with the controls with the 7.4 with this Bravo. I mean, I love the Bravo, but with 4 of the engines, it's like, it's just trying to... I don't have the largest of hands, so just trying to you know, get all the controls synced at the same time sometimes is a little bit of a challenge. So one of the plugins that I have tried the A320. See, the problem V1 is, man, I'm a Boeing guy. It's hard for me to want to use an Airbus. even though I have the A300 and I have done a flight with it, I've just not streamed it. I don't know as much about the 7.4 in the sim. Well, I have the SSG 7.4, and it's the version 2, and it's not a bad airplane. It's not a bad aircraft. It's a little heavy in frames, though. That's the problem with it. But I don't mind it so much. I like how the nose opens up and the cargo. Obviously, I do the cargo variant, because typically when I'm flying jets, I'm typically flying cargo routes, except for the Zebo mod, which, you know, it's one of my, that's another one of my favorite planes. That's just such a, and I've said it 1,000 times in my streams, for a free aircraft, it is tough to beat free, and I think it's a great airplane. I love the sounds of it. I love when it starts. When you start up the engines, it sounds great. And again, like the Phenom 300, that plane sounds amazing when you start it too. I just like the sounds of the startups. Those look really cool. The sound, I just love it. It's great things about these planes. Even firing up the PC-12 that I have, you know, that's always a fun plane to start up, especially with the reality pack that's in it. I really enjoy it. Yeah, the King Air we did the other day, that's another great plane. I've been a little bit more careful about the planes that I purchase, you know, do a little bit more research, you know, because I really wish I didn't buy the Magnite 7.8. I was not a big fan of that plane. I mean, it's not heavy on frames, which is a good part, but it has a generic FMC, which is, you know, pretty lame. I mean, if that plane was probably, let's see, what is it, $40, $45? I mean, hopefully it's not $50. I think it's $50, but I hope I'm wrong. If it was $25, then I'd be, okay, this isn't that bad. You know, I'm not, if I spend more than like $35 on it, I'm mad at myself for that. Obviously, GPUs ain't easy to get right now. Are you trying to make a new, oh, you're trying to make a new one for your setup. I got you. When did I build my PC? I actually bought it pre-made. I got it from iBuyPower in December. I ordered it December 2019. I got it 2.5 weeks later in the beginning of 2020. And my specs are on my page. The only things that I have upgraded since I bought it, I bought a new GPU, I've put more RAM in, a new SSD, and a new power supply. This is a pre-made one, yes. Yeah, I thought about going the route of building my own, but I was afraid I would screw something up. So yeah, all this was pre-made. Now this was a very expensive system. Now, what you see in my pre-made is what I have currently now. That's after I've upgraded some stuff. Before I upgraded that, I went dirt cheap on the GPU because I bought like the crappiest one they had, because I had a good one in my old computer. I had a 2060 Super. So I was going to put that in there. And so this computer, let's see, I had 16 gigs of RAM. I eventually upgraded 32, but then at that time I had 16 gigs. This computer was about $2,000. And I was going to say, if it came like that, no, unfortunately it did not. Yeah, again, I upgraded. I was very lucky to get a GPU from one of my coworkers. Let's just be honest, he's a scalper. I mean, he buys hardware and he flips it. I don't blame him. People are doing it right now. People are buying stuff like crazy. And if people are going to pay prices, then, you know what, hey, it's capitalism at its finest. But we got to talking one day, and I was talking about GPUs, and he goes, well, I got a 3070, you know, I'll sell it to you at retail, or I'll sell it to you what I paid for it. And, you know, he got it pretty much at retail. I believe he got it from Newegg. Let me take a look at real quick here or something. So we got to talking, and I was like, you would sell it to me for, he said, I will sell you a new power supply. So basically, he showed me what he ordered, and it ended up being about $800. So I got a 3070 and an upgraded power supply for $700 something. I think I gave him a little bit of a profit. So I think he bought it for $7. I gave him $750. I was like, you know what? I'll give you a little bit of a profit. He goes, that's fine. That's fair. I was like, all right, cool. So I sold my old 2060 Super. I put it on eBay buy it now at 700. I think I put the first bid at 400. It sold buy it now within 5 minutes. Literally, like, as soon as I hit create post, ding, your item has been sold. And I was just, holy shit, okay, thanks. It's a very good connection because he says if you ever need tech, let me know. I can probably hook you up with it. And I was like, if I need anything, I will let you know. But I certainly don't have any plans on upgrading anything on this computer anytime soon. I was having an issue with overheating for a little while, and it ended up being a Windows update. Windows was a problem, not anything I did. I actually changed the thermal paste out and looked into possibly getting a new water cooler. I'm glad I did not do that. Yeah, I ended up having a Windows update a couple weeks later, and everything. I was running insanely high temperatures. Like, hell, I don't remember specifically what they were off the top of my head. Let me bring up this temperature thing here real quick. I think I was hitting like 110 to 120 degrees Celsius across the board, all my cores. I mean, this thing was just baking. And that was just playing a regular, non-strenuous sim or game, and not streaming and not having Spotify or anything up. It was just cooking the CPU. I need somebody like that in Red. Yeah, again, I've been very fortunate in a lot of the stuff that I've bought for my sim and got my computer. I can't complain. I've been very fortunate and very lucky. Yeah, but now since actually this is the first time I looked at my temperature in a while, and I'm barely running like 80 degrees across the board on my cores. I think it's like 75, 76. The max I've seen is 85. And it was really affecting streams for a while. We need to put a little drag in. It was really affecting my streams because it would just shut down my system. I lost several streams because in the middle of it, everything just crashed. Just done. So, I'm glad that I haven't had to deal with that recently. All right, let's take a look, see what kind of weather we got in Oakland. Let's go ahead and get our altimeter ready. All right, what do we got here? Shocker, the best winds are for runways 28 right, 28 left, but we're going to be going on runway 30. So we've got 14 knots headwind, a little bit of wind off the left wing, so we'll have a slight crosswind. And our altimeter, we're going to get the METAR up, 3007. Few clouds, 1,000. Few clouds, 18,000. Few clouds, 25,000. Okay, so IFR conditions, winds 280 at 16, visibility 10. All right, not a problem. Not a problem. I've landed countless times into this airport on this sim, which I'm actually closing in on 1,000 hours on X-Plane on stream. What joystick do I use? I actually use I have the Honeycomb Alpha Yoke, and I also have the Honeycomb Bravo Throttle Quadrant. Obviously both are, I have an old joystick HOTAS system, but I use that for like DCS and anything like that. But pretty much anytime I'm doing any flight sims on here, I am pretty much always using my Alpha Yoke. Fantastic piece of equipment. If you can get it, go for it. This is my first yoke, and I think I did pretty good with it. But you're welcome, no problem. These are just great pieces of equipment. I'm glad I got them. And as a friend of mine said yesterday, one of the things he doesn't really like about it is kind of the way it mounts. It's not terrible. I mean, I wish I could kind of mount it under my desk, but the way my desk is set up, it wouldn't work. So, but one of the things I love that Honeycomb did is, so I have a SATEC panel on top of my yoke, and they perfectly work together, so I can, use screws to put it in place. And I had a follower ask me, he's like, how come you use your SATEC panel when you have an autopilot panel on your Bravo? And really one of the reasons why I prefer using the SATEC is it still has a digital display, so I can actually physically see it right in front of me, and the buttons light up, and I'm a nerd. I like, all the things that light up. It looks cool. So, you'll be back in a minute. Okay, V1. We'll be landing in about, says ETA 16 minutes, so, we still got some time. But yeah, you know, I like this panel. Unfortunately, this panel does not work with the flight factor 7.5 or 7.6. I haven't been able to get them to work. I don't really know what the problem is. The lights and everything work, but the buttons and when I try to make changes, they don't work. So, and actually that's the same thing with my Bravo. I actually mapped all the buttons on the autopilot panel here on my Bravo to like the LNAV, VNAV, course hold, vertical speed, localizer, approach, and autopilot. And I went ahead and just mapped everything like that and just used it that way. And some of the other buttons I have on my yoke, I have mapped for other things that are not exactly listed. So like, you know, their beacon, landing, taxi lights, nav light, and strobes, which is the detents you have on your yoke. I have them set up for like taxi lights, turn off lights, and landing and takeoff lights. So, you know, that's the good thing about these systems. You can map it to whatever you want and how you feel comfortable using it, and that's just what I like to use. For a while before I got the Bravo, I was using the so you had the little starter over here for a Cessna or you know, propeller driven plane, turboprops or whatever. That was my landing gear, but then once I got the Bravo, I was like, oh yeah, I get a nice little gear lever with lights, yay. I got a pretty good little setup. It's nice. It's not as elaborate as most some other streamers or anything, but it's for the space that I have and you know, because I don't have the biggest of desks. I would eventually like to get a triple screen, a very ultra wide screen. Eventually, that's kind of one of the next things I would look into. But for right now, this is just how I got it. So I basically I'm running only 2 screens, my main screen and then whatever, you know, my streaming software on the other screen. This other screen I actually got for free at one of my stops I delivered to. I saw they had a bunch of tech just lying around. I was like, hey man, what are you doing with these monitors? He goes, we typically throw them out. I was like, they work? He said, most of them still do. It's like, you got any you want to get rid of? Yeah, take this one. So he gave me like a wide, I think it's 26 inch or something, 25 inch widescreen. For free. I was like, hell yeah, I'll take that. All right. So anybody just joining in, we're flying the Flight Factor 757, the FedEx livery. We are FedEx 1839. We are on the VATSIM network, but currently we are on Unicom. We do not have any ATC. There's a little bit of the sceneries that I have installed for. You are a novice? Hey, we all started novices somewhere, sir. I've been flight simming for quite a while, and I still find things that I can learn. I would not portray myself as an expert in flight sim. I'd say I know a pretty good amount of it, but we can all still learn some things. But I thoroughly enjoy flight simming. It's just I love aviation to death. I think it's awesome, even though I've only flown in a real plane maybe 6 times in my life, and 3 of those were within the last year, or a year and a half. So, actually been able to take the controls of a few aircraft, general aviation aircraft, and a turboprop, and it's just an awesome feeling. Work our way up to the jets one day. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I have a Discord channel that I've got a few guys who are really knowledgeable in X-Plane or flight sims that will help out with questions. I've got a pretty small little community, but it is a good community, and we are all here to help out as best we can, anything in the flight sim genre. Typically, I use X-Plane 11 for just about all my flights, since I'm typically doing. And thank you, appreciate the follow. We're having a good day in the follows. I'm gonna try to pronounce your name. I'm probably gonna butcher it because you crash every day. No, that's no good. One tip I would give in flying these is just make small adjustments. Small adjustments, especially as smaller the aircraft you're flying. If you don't mind me asking, what do you typically fly? Do you fly X-Plane or the new Microsoft Flight Sim, or even oh crap, I forgot. The altimeter is 3007. So let's get that plugged in. We are now below flight level 18. We're below standard pressure of 18,000 feet. And what's this one? X-Plane 11. So coming over to X-Plane 11, I had X-Plane 10. I went from going from Flight Simulator X to X-Plane 10. And it was the difference in night and day. That was a very steep and very tough learning curve. You know, because in the old FSX, you just tell you where you're starting, where you want to go. It puts the route and everything in basically for you. You don't really have to do anything. Coming into X-Plane 10, actually having to learn how to use the flight management computer, or FMC, and just some of the other options. It was just a lot of trial and error, and I watched videos on YouTube. I wasn't really checking out anything on Twitch at that time. I really didn't start following stuff on Twitch until a little over a year ago. It's just trial and error and just, you know, learning. Just learning either from others doing it or checking out stuff on YouTube. YouTube is a great source. Or just hanging out with myself or any other guys who stream flight sims. It's not the easiest thing in the world, especially when you're just, excuse me, when you're getting in to beginning. It's just, it can be completely like wide-eyed. You're just looking at like, what is all this stuff? What do I do? I mean, I just jumped right into the 7.4, like, you know, I was like, all right, I could fly this, no big deal. And it's like, no, I can't. What does this button do? Oh, that doesn't do anything. Okay, that's not the one I want to use. So, it's definitely a lot of trial and error. No, it's not. You're in V1, you are 100% correct. It is not the easiest. But learning it and learning it well and actually applying what you're learning is a very satisfying feeling. I love the fact that for myself, I can basically start this plane at a cold and dirt situation. I can get in the air, I can file a flight plan. I can get all that stuff done. It took me a while to learn how to do that stuff, and I actually have several other planes that I still haven't learned those. I'm even confused on the Airbus and the see that I'm so used to Boeing systems that I haven't taken the time. I really do need to take the time. Yeah, I understand the Zebo a good amount too, because I mean, again, it's Boeing system, so that's very similar to the flight factor. So I kind of have an idea of, you know, what it's asking me to do, or asking of me. But I really do need to take the time to learn the A300, and I've said it several times on my stream. I've had that plane for a couple months. I've flown it once. I've not streamed it, and I mostly got it started cold and dark. I was having a few issues with some stuff. I didn't know if it was bugs or anything like that, or something wrong with the plane, or it was just me not having a clue what the hell I was doing. But I really needed to learn that plane. It's a great plane. The Airbus is a very interesting aircraft. And you are 100% correct, Rav. They are interesting airplanes. My girlfriend likes to she is a Boeing fan. She likes Boeing planes. She calls the Airbus the McBus. And now the A300 is not easy at all. No, it's not. I am flying currently the Flight Factor 757. This is a payware aircraft. This is not anything that came with X-Plane 11. I actually had to buy this. I bought this off the X-Plane store. This also has the modern avionics upgrade. That's why you see all these glass panels here. This is the modern avionics upgrade package, which was like an extra $20. So this plane altogether was about $100. That is one of my main gripes about X-Plane 11, is how much money to buy. It is worth it. I'll admit it, it is worth it, but I'll tell you, the initial investment, if you can get it on sale, I would recommend buying it on sale. Airbus driver. I want to see this link. Oh, this is a good page. Thank you for posting that, Rav. Appreciate that. I've always considered myself a Boeing guy. Anything you want to know is on there. I appreciate that. I would definitely want to look into that. The A300 is a really cool plane, but there's one major nitpick I had with it, and it's like it's such a minor nitpick, and it's only because I work with real aircraft for FedEx. So when you tell it to load the plane, so it actually brings the tug and dollies to load the plane, but it drove under the wing, and I'm sitting there like, no, you don't drive under the wing. What the hell are you doing? You don't do that. That's not right. That's a safety violation. I'm over here critiquing the sim and everything. Like, no, you don't do that. That's wrong. So every time doing these flights, I love to gush over the sceneries on the West Coast for these Orbic sceneries. These are just, they're gorgeous. I love them, even though they take a massive amount of hard drive space. Again, this is the standard definition pack, which I believe was about 60 gigs, 50 gigs, I think. But how cool does that look? That looks great. And I'm going to give Rav his sexy look because he loves the belly of the plane. Do I know Taiwan? I typically do mostly domestic flights in the United States. I mean, I know of Taiwan, but I've not done any like flying or streaming into Taiwan. All right, we need to get some stuff set up. Let's get. All right, I need to get my V-revs put in. I did not do that yet. That's very slackish of me. We're being a little We're being a little tardy tonight. I probably should be a little higher than 133, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. Our frequency is 108.7. I'll go ahead and get our frequency put in. 108.7. Of course, I should know this course by heart because I've done this landing so many times. 296. All right, ILS is set. All right, we're still under Unicom. I was hoping we'd get a tower or something. So I don't know if you guys, when you're flying your flight sim, typically I have, you know, like failures turned off. Now, one time I was doing this flight, again, same flight from San Diego to Oakland, the right engine went out on me. And unfortunately that video is no longer available. But I'm sitting there chilling out, my girlfriend's asking me questions, and we're having a little bit of a conversation. And all of a sudden I just looked and I was like, we got a problem. Like, we just lost an engine. And we were on VATSIM, but we didn't have any towers or anything. We were under Unicom rules like we are right now. Luckily, I was able to get that plane on one engine with a crosswind on the ground. It was not the prettiest of landings, but I landed it. Now, one of the other flights I ever did, now I was not, X-Plane AI drives planes. I don't do anything with the X-Plane AI at all. I don't do the ATC. I don't let the planes, I don't have any of those planes on there. That's the one downside to X-Plane is, yeah, their AI is terrible, and their ATC is horrible. That's why I usually jump on VATSIM. I don't waste any time with those. Personally, I think you lose a lot of. If you have enough AI traffic, you're going to lose frames, and so I don't mess with it. It's a shame because the old FSX. And you say what you want about the graphics and how old the sim was, but I always thought that the computer ATC was actually really good. Now, it wasn't the greatest because I remember trying to land into Heathrow one time and 9 planes were lined up on top of each other within probably a mile of each other. I was like, yeah, this is not going to end well for all of us. So one plane got on the deck and you just hear it go around, go around, go around, go around. There's so many planes, just tell them to go around. But as far as getting your IFR clearances and, you know, it telling you for, you know, vectoring you, I thought the ATC in that sim was really good. And I believe it was you, V1, that said I should do this. Now, I'm actually going to look to see if I can find it. I do still have Flight Sim Simulator 2002 and 2004. If I can find them and get them loaded up, I might actually stream it one time just to see how old how it dated and everything it looks. It may not be the most interesting stream, but it's going to just be a very retro Flight Sim day. So if I could find those, and I got them somewhere. I know I have them somewhere. I've seen them recently. I just don't know where the hell I put them. But I'll see if I get loaded up. I do have an external disk drive I can use to install disk on my computer. So yeah, that's what I wanted to see. That's right. It was UV1. That's right. You're right. A retro Friday. It's not a bad idea. It won't be this Friday though, because I think they're either in a storage unit or they're sitting in a bunch of boxes at my mom's house because I'm lazy and still have like some of my old boxes still sitting over there. Bye-bye. Be back later. Okay, mate. Appreciate the follow, sir. Thanks for coming in. Pretty much as soon as we land, I don't know if we're not going to be doing another flight tonight, unfortunately. This is going to be a very short stream tonight. We're definitely going to be streaming some this weekend, though, so keep an eye out. Come on in, hang out. If you can make it, great. If not, it's understandable. But any other questions you need about Flight Sim, feel free to come in and ask. And also check out my Discord if you need to any other things Several guys are here to help out. All right. So we are not that far out from landing. We are about 5 minutes out. So let's go ahead and get locked in and ready to do some landings, and hopefully we butter it. If you want to go ahead and put your ideas for a landing rate, go for it. Our landing rate last stream was 159 in the King Air, which personally I thought it was better than that, but I guess numbers don't lie. The last time I landed a jet, our landing rate was 27 feet per minute, so I will take that any day and all day. All right, we'll put in 2,000, and then we're pretty much going to hand fly it most of the way in once we get. All right, cool. We've already picked up the glide slope and everything. Yes, cough cough. Finn, who's on plane 20. I was assuming you mean. Oh, I got you now. Finn, cough cough. Finn, who is on plane 20-7. The other 4 hours he sleeps. Does he even sleep 4 hours? We don't know. The kid's only like 16 or 15. That's a very good question. Does he actually sleep 4 hours? I mean, if you're 15, you can pretty much not sleep and still feel fine. If I get less than like 6 hours, I feel like I'm gonna die the next day. All right, landing lights on. All right. Oakland traffic, FedEx 1839, type 757. Coming in for ILS runway 30 for Oakland. Oakland traffic. Actually, I don't even see the, I don't see the runway or anything like that. What about school and regular life for him? That's a very good question. He is in high school. Shrug. Yeah. Clip that. I don't know. He's a good kid. I really like him. You know, he's one of my longest standing followers. And a good kid, knows a lot about X-Plane, and he's got his a student license certificate already, so he's, or at least he applied for it. He actually showed it on, was it on, oh crap, we need to slow down. He showed it on Discord. So, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Alright, we need to get slowed down. Big time. We're on the glide slope. Okay, then he never sleeps the week he got that license. I saw that. It was a great pick. Good for him. I'm still waiting to hear back from the FAA if they're going to let me actually start doing flight training, which they need to hurry up and send that damn letter because I'm tired of it. I have had to go through so many hoops to get all... I mean, I've sent them a stack of papers. It looks like a novel. And I'm so frustrated with the FAA right now, but whatever. We'll get it sorted out. All right, gear down. How good is that shot? All right, still don't see the runway, so we're gonna still stay on. Let's go ahead and slow down a little bit more. Go ahead and get down to 140. Oakland traffic, FedEx 1839, 6 mile final, runway 30, Oakland. Still don't see the runway. It's got some haze or something going on here. I know, shut up. Do you think I can buy the Logitech Pro Flight yoke system? You probably can if you can find it. Problem is I have with the Logitech is... Actually, is it the same one I'm thinking of? It just doesn't have the full range of motion like the Honeycomb does. But if you can find a flight yoke, you know, it's pretty good. Again, I highly recommend, again, the Honeycomb. If that's not an option, the Satec is not a terrible option, or the Logitech one's not terrible. The only problem is, can you find it? It's so hard to find, like, computer components and everything like that. Wow, we are just getting hammered with clouds here. Still don't see the runway yet. We're almost at 1,000 feet, so Still got time. We're on glide slope. We'll just let the autopilot fly out until we can actually see the runway. So my weather enhancements, I use Active Sky XP with Ultra Weather XP, and that's what I'm using. I don't use X Enviro or anything like that. I thought about getting X Enviro, but that's like $16. It's like $70. No, thank you. Thank you, ForeFlight, for telling me that. Here, nah, we just got it in sight, and we got a pretty good little side wind coming in right now. All right, full flaps, gear down. We have 3 green indicated on our throttle.
Approaching 30.
I'm going to be pretty much taking this thing down to practically minimums here. Barely see the runway.
500.
All right, autopilot off. And we'll go auto throttle off. Shut up. Now we're drifting. Keep an eye on our needles here. Drifting again still. Damn it.
100. 50. 40. 30.
We're gonna float a little bit.
20. 10.
Long landing.
Yeah, I know it's a long landing. Shut up.
400 meters remaining.
Meters? I don't use meters. Yeah, that was some serious haze going on. I wonder if there's any fires going on in the area. Alright, full reverse. Yeah, I don't know why it was giving me meters. I don't have that set up for that. I don't know why that was doing that. That was weird. Alright, well, decent landing. Little off center line, but we made it. That was some serious low visibility, though, down. I mean, that was like 500. I finally just saw really the runway. Alright, we should be coming off of Whiskey 5. Oakland traffic, FedEx 1839, clear of runway 30 at Whiskey 5. We're going to take Whiskey Bravo to the ramp. Oakland traffic. Not a bad landing. Can you butter? I hope we can. We're going to get our landing rate here in just a second. Let's see where we're at here once we get off the runway. All right, so if you want to put a guess in, I'll let you go ahead. I have the number. And, all right, landing lights off. Let's turn our strobes off. Strobes are off. Put our turn off lights on. I think that was a pretty good landing considering. It's a little off center line, but whatever. You only saw half of it. It was pretty good, V1. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty good. The landing rate, I will go ahead and give you all the number now. The landing rate says 118. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good considering we did not see anything of the runway until at the last second. So 118 solid. I'll take that. Let's turn our flight directors off. Second guess was only minus 120. That would have been a good guess. That would have been a good guess. I've landed so many times. So, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to change the damn altimeter. Stupid. Yeah, whatever. It shouldn't matter now. I'm messing with it. It must have changed at the last minute or something because it was 3007. It is very hazy here. I mean, of course, according to the METAR, it said few clouds at 1,000, but it said visibility was 10. I'll tell you right now, that ain't 10 what I just saw. Usually Active Sky's pretty good. Not all the time, but it's pretty good about conditions. But it's very very foggy, very hazy here. All right. So this is going to be our turn off here. This is going to be turning on to Bravo. And we're going to take Bravo to Bravo 5, and then we'll be parking at the FedEx hub. Now, here in Oakland, this is in Oakland, California, this is the West Coast hub for FedEx Express. So this is a very busy airport. serving the entire West Coast. Now, this is an actual flight. This 1839 is the actual flight that does San Diego to Oakland. So if I do a lot of West Coast flying in the flight factor, I'm gonna be probably either going into or out of Oakland for a amount. Personally, when I do flights, I try to do real world flights that actually happen. Now, if I do my turboprops, that's all bets are off there, or even the Phenom 300, it's all bets are off. Just wherever I feel like flying, screw it, I'm gonna do it. One of my followers, Finn, who we've mentioned before earlier, I will check out that link in just a minute, V1. Once I get parked, I will check that out. But we actually did a group flight out of I'm sorry, not Catalina. It was Monterey. We left Monterey bound for Catalina. Captain Airborne 101, I'm flying from Melbourne to Sydney. You can see me on VATSIM maps right now. Sweet. That's a long haul. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Melbourne to Sydney's not a long haul. What the hell am I thinking? What am I thinking? That's not that. What is that? How long is that? About 2 hours? Roughly, I'm guessing. I don't really know much about the flights down there. Actually, one of my followers, I'm surprised he's not in here tonight. He actually is in 2 hours. Okay, that was a good guess. I was right. One of my followers, he's actually a moderator for me. He lives in Australia. And Captain Airborne 101, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us, and thanks for making my stream part of some of your day, sir. You live in there too? Sweet. I'm not 100% sure where he lives at in there, in Australia, but so I'm gonna guess it is about noontime for you now on Friday. If my math is correct, it should be pretty close around that time difference. I'm not sure what the time difference are to east and west coast of Australia. I would love to go check out Australia one day. That is definitely a bucket list item. 12:04. All right, woohoo! Math is correct. So I'm on the east. I live on the east coast of the United States, so we have a 14-hour difference from where I live. All right. Turning on, let's see here. I guess we will park. Now, unfortunately, math is not my strong point. I can tell you that right now. As we mentioned the other day in my stream about some of my failures in school when I was growing up, but math is not exactly one of my strong points, but I do remember the differences in time over there. The guy who I mentioned, I believe he's in software engineering or something like that. So usually he typically pops in when he can to say hello. And he's been a follower of mine for a while. And I've only been streaming basically since November, so I'm still pretty new in the world of streaming. But I've got a nice little following. I've got a pretty good little core group of guys that I thoroughly enjoy. And you know what? You could be a long-standing follower or a new follower. Let me turn off my light so I don't blind the marshal who'd be there. But any followers I have, I really appreciate it. And I try to treat you guys with all the same. If you are a long-standing one or a short, or someone who's been with me not very long. All right, parking brake is on. Let's go ahead and get our GPU. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Oh yeah, I'm right. GPU. God, my brain's not working tonight. GPU connected. So for FedEx Express, this is the same type of plane that, again, we have come into the ramp at Charleston. So obviously this isn't Charleston, but I would pretty much typically be hanging out right here or right here, waiting for the beacon to turn off. So once the ground power unit is connected, typically they will shut the engines off, which we are going to do here momentarily. Alright, so engine off. Oh crap, I forgot to connect the ground power, dummy. Got that. And other engine off. So now, once the engines are spooling down, which they're doing right now, of course, the pilot's still got the damn light on. Do you prefer Airbus or Boeing? You're an Airbus guy. Personally, I'm a Boeing guy. I don't have anything like really against Airbus. It's just I've learned Boeing systems and I'm very familiar with them. I was mentioning in my stream earlier that I really need to learn the A300. I bought it a few months ago, but I've not taken the time to really learn it, and I really need to do that because it is an amazing aircraft. I did fly it once, but I did not stream it. But it's a great airplane. The designers and makers did a great job with it. All right, so once the light is off now, plane is shut down, we will have belt loaders pull up to the plane. I'll go ahead and hit loader units, the chocks. We'll put the fuel truck up there, and then we'll wait for the doors to open. I got the beacon light off. Yeah, it's off. Oh, there was a time we sat for like 5 minutes and we're like trying to like wave to the captain, like, hey, turn the beacon off. Oh, you got another clip? Clip my arch. Your bacon. Oh, look at the clouds lifted. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot, weather. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So for FedEx again, I work on the ground side. So in the forward belly here, we'd have a truck pulled up here, so all the documents will come out of the forward belly. The aft belly here will have we'll have 2 tugs with $1 each, large truck containers, and there's about 4,000 pounds of freight loose loaded here. In the upper compartment, and it doesn't show anything here, unfortunately, there's no cans, but we would have 14 large containers going the length of the airplane up here. Now this loader, which it looks very similar to a Commander 30, except the steering wheel for ours is on the other side. I do know how to operate that. I have operated that. And yes, you do get about that close to the plane when you are mating it. It is insanely close. I think the goal distance is like this. But you can't hit the damn plane. That's a big no-no. So, oh, let me turn off VATSIM. I'll go ahead and, why am I still on mode C? I thought I turned it off. Dummy. Alright, we'll disconnect from VATSIM. Let me end my flight on Project Fly. Project Fly. And, yep, when it says 118 on the landing rate, so pretty good landing. That was fun. That was a good flight. All right, I want to see this link that, what do we got here? What do we got coming here from Rav?
Why is my bacon still on?
Your bacon or your beacon?
Beacon.
It's
Bacon,
Oh, did I really?
You did say, yeah. Why is my
bacon still on?
that did sound pretty much like you were saying bacon. That's funny. Oh, Rav, that's awesome. I love it. Some of y'all's clips are really funny stuff, man. That's good. You chotch. Oh, man. All right, let's, let me actually, hold on a second here. I'm going to bring this page up so we can see it. Can I have a link to your Discord server? Yeah, we can put that up. Give me 1 second. I will put that up. Actually, if you go to my About page on my, there's a link if you just click Discord, but if not, give me 1 second. I will put a link to it. Let me get this set up real quick, though. I wanted to do something. I wanted to show this. No, not that one. There it is. That's a good looking plane, though.
Bacon still on?
Your bacon or your beacon?
Beacon.
You said bacon.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, that's funny, dude. That's awesome. Oh, you got it. Thank you, V1. Appreciate it there. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the invite to my Discord. Very small Discord. Not a whole lot of people on it. We just kind of keep. It's like I said, we have a very small community, but it's a good community. We've got a lot of very enthusiastic people about flight sim genre, and we really enjoy talking about it. So now this might be the greatest iRacing brand. What is this one? Thanks everyone who said do Atlanta.
Not you, Richmond. Because how much of it sucks and how much people choose not to run that track. So we decided to put it in Atlanta. So shout out everybody who came on board and said, yeah, let's do Atlanta. Yeah. Damn, on a bitch like, whoa, yeah. Okay.
What the hell are you doing? Oh my god, it's funny. Oh god, that's some good dance move. We did a race. Our league went to Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and I'm still mad about that race because I had a top 5 in the bag, and then we had a caution with like 4 laps to go. We basically had a green-white checker, unofficial green-white checkered, and I ate shit going into turn 1 on the white flag lap. Car just looped on me and got loose, and yeah, I was pretty pissed about it. Atlanta's one of the tracks I really do enjoy because it's a driver's track. You know, it's abrasive, it's hard, it's not floor it and, you know, just send it. It's you actually have to drive the track, which is what I prefer anyway. So yeah. All right, guys. It is 10:15 my time. I need to get ready pretty much to head to bed because I have to be up in about 6 hours. I get up about 5 a.m. Eastern to go to the airport and help unload 2 planes. So I'm going to actually check in on a little bit of the NHL playoffs just for a little bit. But guys, thanks a lot for hanging out. All our new followers, really appreciate your support. I wouldn't be doing this without your support, and I really appreciate what all you guys have done for me. And you guys, oh wait, I'm sorry, I meant to check that out. My bad. I apologize, V1. I am sorry. What do we got here? What do we got here? What do you have here? I don't know what we got here. Screenshot, but apparently it's not wanting to load. Wait, there we are. All right, i9 10,009K. That's pretty good. Mine's an i9 9900K, so yeah, that's pretty sweet. I can zoom in. There we go. That's practically almost the same water cooler I got. That's the exact same RAM that I have. Now, I'm not 100% sure about the 1650 GTX. I mean, if it's... honestly, I couldn't tell you yay or nay on that. I don't know. From what I see on here, I think you should be fine. I don't know if any of you guys looking at this, it'd be a little bit better. I mean, if you can get a 3000 series graphics card, I'd say go for it, but good luck trying to find one right now. Trying to find any graphics cards is almost impossible. It's so hard. But if you can get a 3000 series, I would say definitely go for it. I don't know, Rav, what you're using or anything. It's just... all the bot... Again, like a friend of mine who I was just mentioning earlier, he uses a bot to buy the stuff. I mean, this is, of course, you're trying to build your own set. Now, if you went the pre-built route like I did, you can get one. 2060 is not bad. I had a 2060 Super, and I really liked it. Unfortunately, I could only stream flight sims with it. I tried streaming iRacing, and it just didn't have the capacity. But I had decent frames streaming with the 2060 Super is what I had. If you can get one of those, go for it. That's a solid card still, even though it's about 2 years old now, roughly, give or take, maybe 2.5. I bought it for 400 and I sold it for 700, so that's nearly 100% profit. But you know, a lot of this stuff, like I said, I have the exact same. This is the exact same RAM that I have. That's what I upgraded to, and I like it. I got mine from Best Buy. So I think that'll be a solid setup if you can find the parts. So, airbusdriver.net. I need to save this page because I need to look into this a little bit more. Rav, thank you for posting about that. That's going to be very helpful. Because I do need to learn some more. I really do need to learn that A300 and get kind of proficient with it and use it in a stream. It's just too good of an aircraft not to use in a flight sim. Our sim brief will shut that down. All right, I need to get out and out of here. A lot of fun tonight. Thanks you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Really appreciate it. New followers. Again, thank you for your support. I wouldn't be here without, of course. Look at this. Oakland Center now just went online. Damn it. we would have had ATC coverage. That figures. All right, guys, have a good night. I'm gonna catch y'all later. I will be doing some streaming this weekend. Just follow up to Discord. There'll be announcements on Discord, and we'll see what kind of flying we're going to do or any kind of racing we're going to do. Check Australia real fast? Okay. We will do that. Am I going the wrong way? I am going the wrong way. Oh, yeah, that's right. You said you were flying right now. I was about to say, is this one you? That's you. Dude, what happened down here? Are you dodging clouds? Time airborne, 44 minutes. Hey, you should be almost getting ready down to descent now. You were dodging. Oh, you were dodging clouds. That was just a guess. Bad weather. Yeah, I was streaming the King Air 350 the other day from Aerolabs, and I ran into an icing situation, and I didn't know how to turn on the de-icers. Yeah, I know how to fly the plane, but I didn't know how to turn the de-icers on. I was having some issues. Fortunately, I figured out how to turn them on, and we did not, because we started slowing down, and we were getting heavy. So I was lucky enough to get those turned off. So, but yeah. All right, guys. Like I said, I need to get on out here. Again, appreciate the support, and just follow up on Discord. Any questions? Anybody had any questions about Flight Sim or anything like that? Feel free to ask us. We're here to help you out. And also, there will be announcements on my next. Oh crap! I forgot to turn off my ForeFlight. Oops. Can I fly Taipei to? I can't do that right now. And unfortunately, I actually don't have a lot of the sceneries for. I only have loaded up Europe and North America. I eventually will probably get those uploaded and maybe do flights in these areas. But most of my flights are going to be typically domestic flights. But I'm not against doing other flights in the Asia Pacific areas, Japan, China, Australia. So I will eventually branch out and do some different stuff like that. I just got to kind of check out the procedures and see how to set up routes for over there, because I don't know how if those are as simple as doing flights in the United States or even Canada or Mexico. So anyways, all right, guys, got to go. Catch you later. Again, thanks for all the support, and I'm going to head on out. You guys have a great evening, and we will catch you this weekend sometime. We'll definitely get some flights in the air. So till then, you guys have a good night.